Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all well and are happy it's Friday, the 30th of October. Who would have thunk we've arrived at the end of October already? And it is the last Inktober session that I'm going to be doing on YouTube Live because tomorrow it is Saturday. That is against the rules. So tomorrow you're on your own to finish the grand finale of Inktober. We've been doing it for the whole month. But today is our grand finale, and we have a lovely word. Well, it's not actually a lovely word today. I was a bit like, okay, because it's the prompt word today is ominous. Ominous. And I like to paint nice things, but I have come up with it. I guess it could be ominous. But yeah, I didn't want to do anything too creepy because it's just not my style. If you want to go creepy, then go creepy. I hope that you've had fun during this Inktober time and it's given you a little light relief from the crazy world that's happening. And so today we're going to get straight into the drawing and let's see how this goes. I'm loving yesterday's drawing, even though it was simple. It's one of my faves. So let's hope today goes well too. I'm going to spin you around. Whoop. Okay, I'm going to use, because it is Inktober, I am going to honour the ink. I'm going to use this and my dip pen today, but you can use whatever you have in your art material library. Okay, so I'm going to pop that, beautiful. And I'm just going to start really simply by doing a few lines at the bottom middle area of my page. So I'm just going to do kind of a few, not thinking about it too much, horizontal lines like that. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Giving myself a little bit of space underneath and a lot of space above, but you can extend these lines. So from these first few, how many, 6, 5, 6, whatever, about this thickness, but could be thicker, could be thinner in terms of like taking up space, about a third in the middle. We're going to draw now 3 lines going up and wobbling. So the first one can come up from the edge and kind of wobble. Ooh, there's a thick bit. The middle one can kind of come up and wobble. And then the one on the other edge can come out and wobble like that. But really nothing, it doesn't have to be like mine. It can be however. Because now we have formed the base of what's going to be our ominous, potentially creepy looking tree. So I love drawing trees. I find them fascinating. I went through a phase of sitting and drawing, observational drawing of trees. And they've got all these lovely little lines and marks going on. So I thought that's what we could draw today. So the easiest way to make a tree become more like a tree is to add an eye, which is basically like a loose swirl like that. And already it's giving off more tree vibes, don't you think? I think so. Then I'm going to bring down my side line and kind of splay it out like that, as if it's got roots coming out. Already it's looking more tree-like. Do the same on the other side. And the beautiful thing about the tree drawing is it really doesn't have to be any particular way because it's a natural thing. So just by adding little marks like this, it kind of builds up the look of the tree. So we've got our big thick trunk here, and then I'm going to do the look of almost like a dead tree. So these bits are going to be the base of my 3 wiry branches that are coming out, and then I'll do smaller branches coming from them. So this one here is quite nice and wiry. It's going to get narrower towards the top and then kind of come out and become a little bit thicker as it joins the main tree. Then this one I'm going to kind of thicken out. Like that. Maybe I'll have it going off this way a bit at the top. So just adding that on there. like that. And then the one on the side, maybe I'll do another one just poking out here as well, just a little one. And this one comes out. Maybe it splits in two at the end there, like that. But yeah, feel free to do your thing. Because I've got this big blob of ink on this bit, I'm going to use that ink and just kind of bring it out a bit. Maybe add a few bits of branch coming off and off the top there, keeping it pretty loose. And that's all I want you to do, is to loosely add more and more marks, thinking about how the branches twist into one another, maybe adding another eye here and there. And just drawing in that texture. And at the ends, maybe adding spindly bits like that. They're not actually connected to anything, but they give the impression that they are weak or dainty little bits of branch. Kind of tufting out. Maybe add like a wiry bit up there, but not thinking too much about it. Just getting it down. I'm going to come down here, and maybe the tree is kind of based on kind of a rocky ground, or maybe there's a few shrubs, dried out bits of shrubbery. It's quite a nice word, shrubbery. Because you've got to ground your object, you know, we've talked about that before, so it's not just floating. So at the bottom of trees, there's often like these dark bits where little animals will live. So maybe let's draw some ominous kind of holes, adding bits of shading here and there. If this is too much for you, then just stick with the drawing lines. Just lots of lines, lots of marks going in, suggesting different twists and movement of the tree. I mean, like, not to get nerdy, but how amazing are trees? When you think about it, they're pretty amazing. Like, they're absolutely beautiful wood. I mean, just wood in general. The patterns you get and all the different types of wood. And looking at my boards here, it's just like, yeah, mind-blowing, really. Or have I just lost my mind? I'm not sure. I'm going to add a bit more shrubbery here. Just kind of ground my drawing, give it a bit of a foreground. And then I can continue working on this for ages, but let's add a little bit of context in the background too. So in order to make it really creepy, well, not really creepy, because I don't want to make it really creepy, but in order to give it a bit of something, in the back, I'm going to add a moon shape, or a moon kind of here. So you could draw around something, or you could just do it freehand. Could also do it with a brush, Ness. That would probably be better. But no, let's just challenge yourself. Try and draw a round circle with your dip pen. Actually, I'm pretty impressed with that. Ness, yes. For a dip pen, my friends, I tell you, it's not that easy. Okay, so I've got my moon in the background, and then I'm going to do just kind of like the gentle suggestion of mountains or something in the background. So just kind of like that. I don't want it to be the main focus, but yeah, I've got some peaks there, and then maybe I'll do some kind of like smaller line there that suggests that's like a plane or something. Maybe some more just kind of lines. I don't want this to be the focus, so I'm just going to kind of suggest, I don't know, that this tree is placed somewhere. Do you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Like keeping it simple, maybe adding a few little bits and bobs here and there, but generally that's just the background. That's as much as I'm going to do. You could also add some like creepy clouds in the sky, but maybe I'll do that with a bit of watered down ink later. So now this is your basic stuff. You can go wild and add your own spin on this. I am going to add a little bit more emphasis to the tree here because I want it to pop a bit more. So I'm going to add some darker sections like this. And also you could think about, okay, well, this moon is here behind the tree. So therefore, if it was a bright moon, it would be casting a shadow from the mountains or from the tree. So therefore this would kind of be silhouetted. So with that in mind, I'm going to just kind of scribble a bit more of a dark sections. I don't want to lose all of the detail that I've added, but I want to kind of suggest that this side of the tree is dark. So I'm just going to scribble. Could do this in other ways as well, this darkening technique, but I quite like the texture that this scribble technique gives, and I like the lines that I've already drawn, so I don't want to completely cover them. But it kind of, oh no, I nearly did the daily drop of ink. Kind of gives an interesting look though, don't you think, the scribbling? And it's satisfying to do as well. That's the most important thing. And then down here, this would be in shadow too. So we scribble. Not in any particular way. I'm going all directions with my scribble marks. I want it to kind of look as if the shadow is coming on this side. So I'm going to avoid this area. Maybe just add little bits of shading to suggest that it's got a bit more of light. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, tiny little sneeze there. Excuse me. Into my armpit. No, not into my armpit, into my elbow. That's the way these days, isn't it? That's what you're going to do, even if you're at home. So just adding slightly smaller scribbles on this side to suggest that it's got a little bit of light. And continuing my big scribbles there. Maybe I'll do a bit of cross-hatching down the bottom there to just differentiate. It looks a bit messy now, doesn't it? But that's okay. And you could also use this this technique and add in some like cute secret messages. I always think when it's a scribbly situation like this, You could, write like, meet me at 1 p.m. at wherever, if you're, I don't know, you want to be secretive. Or you could write a cute little message like, I don't know, I can't think of anything cute, but you know what I mean. It's quite, or a little hidden message to yourself like, you are cool. Yeah, could write that. You are cool. Okay, that's all I'm going to do with my pen. And now I'm just going to go in with my little brush and maybe add in some little blocky bits of ink, because why not? I just want to make the tree pop a bit more. So because this bit's already so dark and I quite like that, I'm just going to add a kind of dark edge there. Use that ink a bit. And just shape the tree a little bit. See how dramatic that looks? Just by adding kind of block bits in. But if you don't have a brush, don't fear, you can do this with just working a bit harder using your tools, whatever you have. Yeah, see what I'm saying? And then I've done this kind of directional shadow situation there, which I like. And then I'm just going to get my brush and wash it off. Still got a little bit of ink on it. The water's a little bit inky too. And just add in a kind of shadowy section there on the plane, imagining that the mountains behind are casting a shadow there, but then there's a light section here and here. Oh, not all the way there. And then also in the sky, taking advantage of the slightly murky water, just adding kind of an ominous-y. And like, if I say the word ominous, then does it make the drawing more ominous if I just say the word? Just draw a really happy picture and then just say, yeah, ominous. But kind of adds a bit of something. The camera's like, what? Trying to figure you out. Drawing, focusing in, focusing out. It's a bit confused. I guess this is relevant for Halloween, isn't it? And actually, I need to paint the mountains side then, don't I? I don't want to make them the topic though, but they can't be white because I want the highlight of the tree to be the whitest bit of the page. So let's just quickly whap on a bit of shading there, just using the dirty water and the tiny touch of ink. Trying to ideally leave like a tiny little white line along the top, but I've kind of messed that up now. See? Yeah, shaping up. To be honest, I wasn't sure how this was going to go today. I was a bit like, oh, well, I've already told you that with the word. I was like, I'm going to put some of this mid-tone in the front here just to give the suggestion of shadow there, but not like a dramatic shadow. I just think it needs a bit of the mid-tone. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with what's going on in this drawing. Don't want to do too much of this mid-tone because I want it to stand out. So it's always a bit of a risky combo. And then you could also add like other elements like a crow or something hanging out on the top, or some kind of little animal, evil demon animal, or bats or something in the sky. Oh, maybe I'll draw some bats. That could ruin it, Ness, but you know what? We're all about that here, aren't we? So maybe I'll just draw a little bat in the sky there. Does that add something? Yeah, that looks a bit ominous, doesn't it? Let's add the second one. There or there? Up here. Further away, so it's smaller. It's funny, just with a few tiny little moves, you can suggest a bat in the sky, right? They kind of look like bats. Just add a bit there. And I think that's where I will leave it for today for our final Inktober ominous drawing. I'm just paranoid I'm going to knock ink all over the desk. I'll show you a little close up. So there we go. There's our bottom. See how messy it is? But from afar it looks quite effective. Our highlights, our shadows, our midtones, and the little bats at the top there. Ooh. Yeah, happy with that. I mean, I don't love the creepy vibes, but we know that. But I like the painting. I guess it is painting, not drawing. Yeah. I hope that you enjoyed yourselves. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you know anyone who you think would benefit from doing a little bit of art every day, then let them know about my videos, and of course subscribe and like and all the stuff. I think next week though, I might take a little break from the YouTube live videos 10 a.m. just for the week, because I think I want to get a little bit of distance and think about what else I can do. And I will definitely be back after the next week, but I think I'm going to take a week and just review, take a step back, look at all the cool stuff that we've done. So don't be surprised if I'm not here on Monday, but I might well be as well, you know, just feeling a bit like I want to review. So but thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon, if not Monday. Let me see your pictures, send them to me on Instagram as always. I love to see what you guys come up with. And if you want to complete Inktober officially, tomorrow the prompt word is crawl. So you can draw a crawl, I find that word hard to say, like crawling along like a little baby. Not cruel as in like evil or wicked. Maybe, no, cruel. Yeah. Anyway, take care of yourselves. I will see you soon. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.